Feng Shui, a 2004 Filipino supernatural horror film starring Kris Aquino and co-written directed by Chito S. Roño, follows a tale of eerie occurrences. Spoilers ahead, brace yourself for a chilling recap of the movie. The story begins with a seemingly ordinary bus ride, introducing our main character, Joy Ramirez. During the ride, Joy notices a mysterious Bagua mirror left on her seat by another passenger. She tries to return it, but loses sight of the man in the crowd. Later, while buying bread, the store owner, Miss Byring, notices the mirror and eagerly explains that it's a Chinese Bagua, believed to bring great luck to its owner. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted by a sudden, unseen accident, hinting at the dark events to come. Joy returns to her home in a secure, gated community and thanks Nestor, the friendly tricycle driver, for dropping her off. We meet Joy's family, her husband Inton, daughter Ingrid, son Denton, and his friend Billy. That evening, Nestor knocks on their door to return Joy's forgotten groceries and the Bagua mirror. He even jokes that he looks good when he sees his reflection in the mirror. Later that night, ominous signs appear as flies gather atop the Bagua mirror, a bad omen. The next day, Joy hangs the Bagua in front of their backyard door. As Billy rides her bike past their house, he sees a mysterious man inside Joy's house. It was the same man who left the Bagua mirror on the bus. Joy worked at a networking company, and she and her friend Alice attended a presentation where they were praised by the company owner for doing a wonderful job. Joy then picks up her kids from her mother-in-law, with whom she shares a strained relationship. The tension stems from Joy moving her family out of her mother-in-law's house and into their new home, a decision the elder woman resents, feeling that Joy has taken away her son and grandchildren. They return home, only to find that the lights won't turn on, even though the streetlight outside is working. Joy is startled by the security guard behind her, who tells her that earlier, it seemed like there were multiple people inside their house, and when he approached, the lights instantly turned off. Inside, Joy finds a broken glass and begins to clean it up. As she picks up her flashlight, we briefly sees what appears to be feet behind the table. Then her son Denton played basketball and accidentally shot the ball into the attic. As Inton came home, he was greeted by his family and shared the great news that he had been promoted. Joy excitedly told him that she had also done well at her job, earning a significant amount of money. He went into the attic to look for Denton's basketball but couldn't seem to find it. The next day, Alice gave all of her clients to Joy as she was moving away to Canada. She noticed the Bagua mirror and told Joy that it would be best suited above the door. Joy mentioned their recent good luck, and Alice suggested that there might be a good spirit or a dwarf in their house bringing them fortune. She even recommended giving some offerings and talking to it sometimes. Later that day, she went grocery shopping and won a random lottery drawing. She had been receiving so much good luck lately that she started to feel a little bit skeptical. She went home and gave a food offering to the good spirit that Alice mentioned. At the same time, Denton and Billy tried to call out the spirit in their attic. They heard a noise and quickly hid under a blanket. Joy also heard an odd noise behind her, which would become much more terrifying once they learned what it was. At work, her coworker read a newspaper and told them about a man who had been run over by a bus. Joy realized it was the same man, Ivart Mendoza, who had left the Bagua mirror on the bus. He was born in 1963, the year of the rabbit, and was run over by a bus company named Rabbit Busliner. Later, she went back to the store to buy some bread and learned that Miss Byring had passed away. At Miss Byring's funeral, Joy learned that she had died from a disease caused by contact with rats. Miss Byring was born in 1936, the year of the rat. As Joy walked to see the casket, she noticed that there was nothing inside it. When she turned around, she saw Miss Byring's spirit around her. That night, Denton mentioned that Billy had seen a man inside their house. Joy's daughter also mentioned that sometimes a man would walk past their room's window. Back at their home, Inton informed her that there was an emergency at work and he needed to go out of town for the weekend. While holding the Bagua in his hand, which would become important later on, he asked her about it. He also suggested that, while he was away, it would be a good idea to bring the children to their grandmother's house. While putting the kids to sleep, Joy did not notice the spirit of the man appearing at the window behind her, just as her daughter had described. Joy attended a business meeting and saw Inton cheating on her with another woman. She even called him to ask where he was, and he blatantly lied about it. She went to her friend Telma for advice and was advised not to confront Inton just yet. Later, she received a text from him saying he would go to sleep early due to poor signal, unaware that Joy knew what was really going on. With the children at their grandmother's house, Joy returned home to a dark and empty house. She called her mother-in-law and noticed someone walking past the window. Hearing a knock on the door, she found no one there when she opened it. The lights flickered, and she heard an odd sound behind her. Just then, Billy suddenly showed up, asking for Denton. Joy invited Billy for dinner and mentioned that the guards and neighbors had noticed all the lights at home were on when no one was there. He also revealed that their tricycle driver, Nestor, had passed away. Suddenly, Nestor's spirit appeared in front of their window, startling Joy deeply. The guards checked the premises and saw that no one was there. They told her that Nestor had died after getting into a fight at a cockpit. He was 35 years old and born in the year of the rooster. Later, she received a phone call informing her about the grand prize she had won from a grocery store lottery. The lights flickered, and the table moved on its own. She asked the unknown spirit not to bother them, and was greeted by Inton's basketball bouncing down the stairs. Furniture started flying all around the house, and finally, she saw the spirit that was haunting their house. She tried to run to another door, but was shocked to see more spirits waiting outside. Alice and Telma showed up to rescue her, and Joy told them what was going on. Telma suggested that the key might be the person who originally owned the Bagua, named Evart Mendoza. She visited the man's widow and explained the recent events, telling her that every person who looks into the Bagua mirror will die, but she would not because she currently owned it. The widow urged Joy to bring back the mirror, but Joy refused, determined to end the curse. Upon returning home, Joy received news that one of her clients had died and left her an inheritance of land. That night, Joy spoke with Inton and asked him about his weekend, but he lied about it and hinted that he knew Joy was aware of his infidelity. He asked her to be satisfied with their current situation. Meanwhile, one of the guards mysteriously died in the vacant house across the street. It was discovered that he died from a snake bite. Coincidentally, the man was born in the year of the snake. They checked the guard's security camera footage and discovered that it recorded the house with many people or spirits inside. Joy saw the guard's spirit near her kids and yelled at it to go away, but it seemed she was the only one who could see it. It scared Inton and their kids, who began to think that Joy might be going crazy. They took the Bagua mirror to an expert named Shui Liao, who revealed its origin. He explained that it belonged to wealthy Chinese siblings living in Shanghai. During the Communist Revolution, the brother fled and abandoned his sister, who was considered a burden. The sister resorted to the traditional practice of binding her feet with metal shoes to achieve lotus feet. Tragically, she died in a fire accident, worsened by her inability to run or walk properly due to her lotus feet. It was believed that she died while clutching the Bagua mirror, cursing it so that anyone who looked directly into the mirror would die. Joy suggested destroying the Bagua mirror, but Shui Liao warned her that if destroyed, it would revert to its original state and potentially harm or kill the current owner. He admitted he had no immediate solution to stopping the curse, but promised to continue searching for answers. Realizing that her good luck was correlated with someone's death, Joy returned home and minimized the risk by sealing the Bagua mirror and hiding it away. Inton's infidelity became increasingly evident, prompting Joy to confront him about what she knew. She told him she knew about the girl named Dina and that she was married. Inton defensively replied that Dina was separated, to which Joy pointed out that their separation was because of him. Inton showed no remorse and even blamed Joy for their issues. Meanwhile, representatives from the supermarket arrived with Joy's lottery winnings. She didn't want to accept the winnings but was forced by Inton to sign for them. Gunshots were heard, prompting them to investigate, but they discovered that the incident was unrelated to the curse. Joy realized that Alice was in danger for having looked at the Bagua mirror, and she hurriedly got into a taxi to try and save her. Alice and Telma were playing tarot cards when a gust of wind suddenly blew the cards away, revealing a death card. Alice, born in the year of the horse, felt uneasy, fearing she could be next. Frustrated, she tried calling Joy but heard strange sounds, haunting footsteps from lotus feet in iron shoes. Just then, someone knocked on their door. They thought it was Joy, but it turned out to be a drunken man asking for some ice. Alice accidentally closed the gate while the drunken man's hand was still inside. This led to an argument between them, and the drunken man attempted to harm her. However, Alice managed to defend herself by stabbing him. As she tried to flee, she was startled to see a figure with lotus feet holding her lifeless body. This moment of shock gave the drunken man the chance to seize her and throw her into the crates of beer labeled Red Horse. Joy arrived and witnessed her friend had died. Back at home, Denton convinces Ingrid and Billy to summon the spirits haunting their house. As they attempt the ritual, the lights flicker on and off, eventually succeeding in summoning the spirit of the recently deceased Alice. The children rushed to Inton, who scolded them for being too noisy. Not believing in ghosts, Inton tried to show the kids that it was just their imagination. However, he was shocked when he saw that there were indeed many spirits roaming their house. Seeing the dead, Inton had no choice but to leave the house urgently. His family got into the car while Billy rode his bicycle. Joy returned home to an empty house and failed to notice Lotus feet staring at her. As she went to retrieve the Bagua mirror from its hiding place, she noticed it had once again been placed above the door. Joy attempted to break the mirror against Hishui Liao's wishes, hoping to end the curse. However, she was abruptly stopped by Alice's spirit. She woke abruptly, finding herself face down on top of the Bagua mirror, with Lotus feet ominously approaching her. In her daze, she witnessed the spirits of the curse's victims before awakening to the presence of security guards. Joy arrived at her mother-in-law's house to pick up the children, but ended up arguing because the kids didn't want to return home due to the ongoing events. Despite this, she managed to persuade the children to come with her. Inton's mother called her about the situation while Inton and Dina were together. She tried to convince Inton to stay due to fear of her ex-husband, Louis. Inton rushed to their house and found it empty, unaware that Joy and the kids were at Billy's house. Joy received a call from Hishui Liao explaining how to stop the curse. All she needed to do was to refuse a token of good luck and then destroy the Bagua mirror. As they were preparing to leave, security guards rushed to inform them that Billy had been in an accident and was in critical condition. He was rushed to the hospital, having lost a lot of blood. Billy had a rare blood type, and fortunately, Joy shared the same type. Reluctantly, she accepted that saving Billy's life was another form of luck she could not decline. Then, Joy had a vision of Inton gazing into the Bagua mirror and realized that his life was in danger. Joy went to Dina's apartment to warn Inton about the danger, but he dismissed the threat and fled with his mistress. She asked Thelma to bring the children to her house to keep them safe from Inton. Joy followed Inton and Dina from the stairs to the garage, persistently warning them about the curse. Suddenly, Dina's husband, Louis, appeared in the garage with a shotgun and fired at both of them. Inton, born in the year of the dog, noticed Louis's bulldog tattoo on his shoulder. Louis confronted Joy, demanding to know why she was there, but noted that she was lucky because there was one bullet left. Another stroke of luck meant another death was imminent. Joy called Thelma to inform her about Inton's death, but her phone ran out of battery. As Thelma drove onto the highway, she noticed a truck carrying a chicken and an ox. Ingrid was born in the year of the chicken, while both Thelma and Denton were born in the year of the ox. Suddenly, the truck changed lanes, and another car appeared to be on a collision course with them. Joy arrived home and was offered 5 million pesos by the widow's lawyer for the Bagua mirror, with the offer raised to 10 million pesos. Choosing to reject some good luck, she grabbed the Bagua mirror and threw it to the ground, finally ending the curse. She felt immense relief afterward. Thelma arrived home with the kids. As she hugged them, they recounted an accident on the road that claimed many lives, including animals. They expressed relief that Aunt Thelma, a professional driver, had kept them safe. The kids asked about their dad, but Joy decided to keep his passing a secret for now. She showed Thelma the broken mirror and asked how she would tell the kids about Inton. Thelma revealed that the kids already knew and had something else to share. Denton appeared and announced a surprise. Inton, who was supposed to be dead, walked in with their child. Thelma explained that they had all died in a car accident. They appeared as spirits, causing Joy to scream in anguish. Sometime later, a new family moved in across the street. twin children found the Bagua mirror and brought it to their mother. Meanwhile, Joy's house was put up for sale, and the curse of Lotus feet continued to haunt the area. So, that wraps up the movie recap. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you very much, and take care.